Hello, I'm going to be testing out the new Avatar game, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Going to be doing it with basically there's some secret settings that you're able to unlock from the game launcher that weren't in the original test that I did. I think the preset's called Unobtanium settings, so we've basically got that unlocked here, so it actually reveals this max setting on some of the graphics settings. So not every single one, normally it's ultra or high, but on a lot of them here now we've got available to go to max. As you can see there. So we've got everything maxed out, the highest it can be. It's designed for future hardware, obviously, so it's probably not going to play amazingly, but I thought I'd just check it out anyway. We'll do it at 4K native, so we've got that set here. There's no upscaling or anything, but we can check that out with it on as well. So let's have a look. Right, so it's looking like we're getting about 30 FPS round about there. Probably definitely see it dip down to 25 at least, I think. I did have a quick look at it on stream as well, and there's definitely some areas we dropped to 25 with these settings. Aside from that, though, I mean, it's pretty much pushing my GPU to its limit. 430 watts. Don't really see it ever hit 450. I think my GPU caps it at like 440 normally. 440, 445 sometimes is kind of the max you'll see. But I mean, graphically, it looks decent compared to even just ultra or very high. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of GPU. I mean, we're looking at probably needing something like a 5090 or something like that to even make this possible at all. I think even close to 60. Obviously, like I said, this is capped behind. This is hidden from the default graphics settings, obviously, because I don't think, you know, there's nothing out currently that can even run these kind of settings at a kind of reasonable frame rate. The graphics do just look absolutely crazy in this area. Look at that, you see the planet in the background. Really, really impressed with the environment and stuff in this. And even just the way it performs. I know it's super tough on hardware, obviously, especially with these unlocked settings, but it does look good at least, and it plays consistent. It's not filled with crazy stuttering or anything like that. You know, you compare this to something like Ark Survival Ascended, which it does look good, but it just does not play well at all.
Job with your bow, or do you prefer to spear?
Just have a little run around here. Seems like although our frames are low, still got pretty good lows. Our 0.1% is it's 21, so not far from where we are. You know, it still holds up pretty well. It's not stuttering or anything like that. No big drops. But it's definitely cool. At least we can try it. I'll check it out with the upscaling as well. We'll see how it does. Should be I think even if we switch DLSS on, we should gain a 20 to 30 FPS or something like that. Right, well, I'm now going to take a look with DLSS quality on. So if we switch that on here, scaling mode fixed, so we'll put that on. Hopefully we get closer to 60. Should have not quite, maybe about 50. But I mean, already it's made the image look quite a bit softer from what I can see. It makes it kind of playable, so I'd much rather go, you know, back to the default settings, the default graphic settings, and just not use DLSS. Would be what I would prefer to do in this situation. But obviously now it's, you know, it's playable at 50. It's doable. But then the kind of one benefit of it is that it does look so graphically, you know, it looks epic graphically, so the fact you've got to then use upscaling to make it playable kind of defeats that point a little bit. As much as sometimes having path tracing on, and the only way you have any decent performance is using DLSS, it kind of defeats the point a little bit. Because obviously, depends on the game, but you do, you know, the more you go down in the settings of upscaling, you do obviously lose more and more quality each time. That kind of is the opposite of what you want, really, when upping graphic settings to make the game look better. You don't then really want to be making it look worse at the same time. You should see, though, I think with FSR 3, if we have a look at that as well, almost definitely it'll get... Well, no, we'll definitely get over 60. Potentially, what we get, maybe another 2030 from here, so... Closer to maybe 80 and 90 in that region. Power and stuff on my GPU, though, is still very high. That hasn't really gone down too much. Even VRAM looks like it's actually higher for me now. Almost 20 gig. So it has increased a little bit the kind of longer we've played for. I do wonder how high we will see that if I played for a couple of hours. Right, so I've still got everything set to the max. We've got that here. You can see it's all max. We're still at 4K as well. But now I've got FSR 3 on, so we've got that set here with the upscaling set to quality, and then we've got frame generation on as well. So we should get fairly good frames, getting close to 100 almost there. So I think I said before, I reckon we had about 80 to 90, so it looks like we're about getting that. So this is obviously reasonably playable now, with frame generation on. Obviously, without frame generation, you're looking at like 50 FPS. 50 to 60, so getting probably on average like 30 to 40-ish in that range with frame generation here. I do wonder if we'll ever get nvidia DLSS 3 frame generation as well in this game. Kind of similar to Starfield in the sense that AMD partnered game, but we ended up getting frame generation in that game. So I wonder if we ever see that in this as well. But yeah, it seems like we're holding up around about that 90. My GPU power has come down quite a bit, looking around about 400 or just under now. So that's come down by about 20-30 watts, which is good. VRAM's come down a little bit as well. I did have to restart the game quickly because I'm still having that issue with switching frame generation on mid-game. For some reason, when you've got the overlay on, it kind of errors half the time when you try and toggle frame generation on or off. So you have to restart. So just gonna have a little run around and see. It seems to hold up mostly above 85 or above, so not really seeing anything lower than that, and feels as smooth really as even you know, we had it like DLSS, the upscaling. They all feel similar in terms of consistency of frame time. No big stuttering or anything like that. Even latency and stuff, not feeling any latency at all, even with these settings. We're definitely below the recommended amount. But it still feels okay. These look like all robots. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill them. Oh, I should be able to. Because I accidentally got into an area that was like way above my rank. Oh god, I did that the other day. It didn't end so well. Even in the combat here, though, it seems it plays pretty nicely too. I've just literally used the last bullet. That was lucky. But we've got more. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to drop a like on the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the game and how it looks with those secret settings. And I'll catch you next time.